Hi all, I'm Sid, and in my hands is the box of Moto E3 Power. Now, you would remember the Moto E series. It was the entry-level smartphone series launched by Motorola 2-3 years back. But now, as you can see, it is owned by Lenovo. We'll talk about the changes that Lenovo has brought to it. But first, I'll give you a quick unboxing and my first impressions of this device. One more thing that I would point out is that the name Power here signifies the amount of battery, the massive amount of battery this phone offers, the power backup that it offers. Now, before I unbox the phone, let's quickly talk about the box itself. You have the Lenovo branding here on the corner, you have the Moto branding here, you can see the Moto logo here as well. Here's the picture of the phone, and on the back are the specs written. You have the battery life, which is the killer feature of this phone, you've got storage, you've got processor, and you've got the display. We'll talk about each of these features in a while. Now let's get the box opened. Here goes the flap, and here is our phone sitting atop a tray. Let me switch it on and put it on a side while I talk about the other box contents. So here is the screen guard that you get with the phone, a cool thing to have. If you take the lid out, you also find other things. Among them are a power cord to connect your phone to your PC, or plugging it in an adapter and making it a charger to charge your device. A pair of earphones, which is a good thing to have at this price. Apart from that, you get the manuals, you get warranty cards and manuals with this phone. So, a quick revision of things you get inside the box. You get earphones, screen guard, a power adapter, charging cable, and standard documentation. Now let's keep these things aside, and now let me grab the phone itself. So now I'll be giving you my first impressions. Let me quickly complete the standard setup process. And we're up and ready. And now let me talk about the phone itself. Let's start with the designing. The phone looks a lot similar to the Moto G4 Plus. It is visibly smaller because of its 5-inch HD screen. Moto G4 Plus has a 5.5-inch Full HD one. But the shape is similar, and also the material used at the back feels similar. Also, it does not use metal, and it uses plastic, but it gives you a feel of metal. The phone is overall very grippy. It is a tad bit heavier, however, it is very grippy, and it's decent nonetheless. The designing is not a concern at this price bracket. The other thing to notice is the speaker grill. So you have a front-facing speaker down below, and this is the earpiece. It's not a dual speaker setup, though it seems like one. However, the strength of Motorola is the software. So as you can see, the phone runs Android Marshmallow, and being a Moto, it runs it in the purest form. It's stock Android Marshmallow, a feature that you do not get on many phones. So to simplify stuff, you get a Nexus-like experience for under 7,000 rupees, which is kind of cool. And the performance right now seems quite fluid. I think opening apps, it does take a bit time, but it's fine. I think it's overall quite smooth because of the optimization perhaps. One thing to note, however, is that the processor used in this one is a MediaTek one. And Moto has not used a MediaTek processor since its inception, as far as I can recall. So this is a big change here. It's not a Snapdragon. Apart from that, let me talk about the cameras of this phone. The front one is a 5 megapixel camera, which is great considering Moto E did not have a front camera 2 years back. And the back one is an 8 megapixel camera. How the quality is, I'll be only able to tell you after the review. A colleague of mine would be doing that. But let me show you the viewfinder quickly. So as you can see, it's hang on. So as you can note, it's stock UI, and I'm taking some random shots right here. Let me see how they look. Not exceptional, but it'll seem fine. It's too early for me to produce a judgment. However, being stock, the camera UI does not have many, filters or features. This is all you get. You go into your effects, and these are all you get. So it's not as intensive as, say, a Xiaomi phone. But the strength of Moto E3 Power is in its power backup. The phone's back panel comes out, and that's not the only thing that comes out. Along with it, the battery too comes out. Here, the phone turned off. You should not do that at home, by the way. It has got a 3500 mAh of battery, and it's removable. And it's a feature that you do not find on many smartphones these days. Say a Xiaomi Redmi 3S or even a Coolpad, you won't find this kind of convenience. You can easily swap in a new battery when this one dies off. Plus, it offers rapid charging, which means that your battery can give you 5 hours of usage with 15 minutes of charge, which is kind of cool. Apart from that, it has two 4G SIM slots and an additional micro SD card slot too. So there are 3 slots. It's not a hybrid slot phone. Now let me put the battery back and case the phone so that it's up and ready for functioning. So to sum up, my early impressions of the Moto E3 Power are quite positive. The phone is offering you some things that you do not find on many other smartphones out there. Starting with a removable battery. A capacious 3500 mAh of battery which is removable, it's quite a rare feature to have these days. Secondly, it offers you stock Android Marshmallow. And stock Android was initially reserved for Nexus devices. Kudos to Moto for bringing it to budget and entry level smartphones. Apart from that, having a dual SIM slot apart from a separate SD card slot, it's kind of a neat feature to have. But this is not the review, it is just my initial impression of this phone. The review would be posted soon as well, do check that one out too. Meanwhile, do not forget to hit like, do not forget to hit share. My name is Sid and do subscribe to our channel. Ciao.